Alright. What's going on, everybody? This is your Immortal Afro Josh, and here I am doing a, what is it? I think 11 hours into Dragonball Z Fighters Z. This is going to be an impressions video, what I think about it. Kind of like a quick rundown, not so much as a review, just kind of what I like and don't like. You know, something to put up there, because I do like it so far, but there are a few things. But, alright, here's my impression about 11 hours in, give or take. So, I'm playing on the PC version on Steam, and right out the gate, the first issue was there was no arcade stick support. Which is pretty typical because for some reason, game developers act like they don't know where the PC is, even though the only thing they work on to make games are PCs. Whatever, but it was a pretty easy fix, since, PC, we get a lot of crap from game developers and publishers that we have to end up fixing ourselves. So it wasn't that big of a deal. One huge issue that I don't understand, I kind of get it, but at the same time I feel like it's just stupid. When we first boot up the game, you automatically log in to a lobby, which is annoying. It's very annoying because when I first, played it, I tried to get like about 10 or 15 minutes in before work, but most of the time was sitting there logging in and not being able to get into a lobby, along with the the first time you get the intro cinematic of the game, you can't skip it. I'm like, oh yeah, terrific. It's kind of annoying, but again, nothing too terrible. They have an offline lobby feature, so that made me hella happy because I'm not really into fighting games online because lag is too big of an issue, and I want my button inputs to be precise when I do things. I'll get around to online later, but as of right now, I just want to get into practice and see what that was all about. Another thing, the combo system. I was a little iffy at first. I thought it was kind of lame, but and I was kind of worried that there wouldn't be any real, meat to getting past it. When I first saw it, I thought they were like, wow, these combos look really cool, but that was until I found out that there was an easy mode, one button combo system implemented into the game. And when I finally played it, I was like, oh wow, this is terrible. But, to my surprise, it's actually pretty good. You can still get around to doing some advanced combos that are a lot more rewarding than the simple mode combos that they give you. It's kind of like Marvel vs. Capcom 3, but instead of giving you the choice between simple mode and, normal mode, it's kind of integrated into it. And it's surprisingly not as bad as I thought it would be. You can get around it pretty well if you're a competent enough fighter. So that's pretty good. You can still pull off some pretty sick stuff. So far, Tenshinhan is the best character in the game. I don't care what nobody says. Another, it's kind of an issue. It's not as big as an issue as I thought it was, because I was hearing a lot of people say that everyone plays extremely similar, and that's true for the most part. Luckily, it's not too bad. The team that I picked, they seem pretty diverse in terms of how they play and how to do certain setups. So I'm not too bothered by the fact that everyone plays kind of similar, because again, it's kind of like Marvel vs. Capcom 3. It's the light, medium, heavy, special button format, and you combo up there, starting from light and going to heavy. So it's not too bad. Let's see what else I write down. Now the tutorial was pretty straightforward. They don't really teach you anything, and I kind of like that, but at the same time I kind of don't, because newer players are going to struggle. And this is kind of another thing when it comes to fighting games. The easier you make it, the harder it is for newer players. Yeah, they can pull off, simple combos and think they're a badass, but they're eventually going to run into a brick wall. Making fighting games easy like this kind of creates the illusion that, you can jump into it and do relatively well. But in my opinion, you gotta have the want and the interest to become better at a fighting game, because it's not like fighting games are different from other games. You can play a shooting game and do relatively well despite your experience in it, or a single player game. You get a tutorial, and once you figure out all that stuff, then you run it through, beat the whole game based off the first 10 minutes of what you figured out. Fighting games is a constantly evolving strategy. You have to change and mix up when it comes to people you're fighting, and then you got to know the character matchups, what to look out for, And there's a lot of that in this game, which is kind of why I like it. You know, I've been in practice mode. I come up with a few good combos with my team. Some of them practical, most of them impractical. Need to change that up. But I'm really liking the how this game has kind of grown on me, because I had a pretty negative perception starting out. I was thinking I was going to be a scrub-friendly game. You're going to see a bunch of guys that like DBZ act like they on here, like they're gonna kill folks. Like, oh yeah, man, my favorite character is Goku, and I'm a Spirit Bomb and Kamehameha. Everybody, y'all ain't ready. It's a lot of those folks, and they're gonna get, you know, weeded out extremely quickly. Like, you know, probably no more than a month or two into this game's lifespan, because competent fighting game players are going to be the ones to break this game open, and it's not going to be fun for casuals. Not for long. They're going to have fun for the first, you know, month or two, but after that, you know, the game is going to be dominated by people who know how to play fighting games. And I'm really hoping that since this is Dragon Ball Z, that it will encourage newer players to stick around and try to learn the intricacies and the nuances of fighting games. Because even though Dragon Ball Fighters Z is a very basic game in terms of how you play and what you need to do, there's a lot to learn here that can carry over to other fighting games. What time are we at? 6 minutes? Well, yeah, I didn't want to take too much time. Like I said, oh yeah, the story mode. Story mode is all right. You know, it's broken down into 3 parts. I hated the first part because I'm just not a fan of a lot of the. I don't like Goku, but but the second and third part was really, really good. Like, it felt like a legit. Like a legit anime. Like, I'd probably watch that interpretation from the perspective of the androids and the villains, and it's pretty good. You know, it was kind of annoying at first because like there's a lot of grinding through characters, but if you want to learn how to play and get your ducks in a row when it comes to how you want your team or how you want to understand how the game works, it definitely gives you enough time to that, because you're going to be fighting a lot of nobodies up until you do the little boss fights, which are relatively easy. Like, it's a pretty easy mode. I don't know if you could change the difficulty or whatever, but yeah. I'll probably be back with another impressions when it comes to online. But again, I'm not really that psyched about it because my online connection isn't that good. And the last thing I want to do is piss off somebody else with lag and stuff when I'm the one complaining about it. So, in the meantime, guys, this is your Immortal Afro Josh. This is my quick impressions of the Dragon Ball Fighters. I like it so far. I feel like it's going to become a really nice scumbag game because there's going to be a lot of setups and traps and combos and loop-de-loops that are going to really blow the lid on this game, and I can't wait to discover them all. In the meantime, this is your Immortal Afro Josh. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Take care.